Welcome to session 1 of The Good Life. When we think about the good life, we think of all the things in this world that we pursue that we think will bring us the good life that we all truly desire. In reality, we know that those things of this earth are really just a vapor. They just vanish. The things of this earth don't last. They don't bring fulfillment. They don't bring satisfaction. They don't bring joy. They don't bring any of those things to our lives. And so the good life has to be found in something else. And that's where the book of Ecclesiastes comes in. It helps us to understand that the good life is found not in the vanity of this world, not found in the vapors of this world, but the book of Ecclesiastes that we're about to study helps us to understand what the true meaning of the good life really is.
Yes, and this book kicks off by telling us that a king in Israel was putting this together, writing this wisdom for us. And to try to understand authorship, there's a lot of debate on whether it was King Solomon. We know traditionally Jewish and Christian scholarship points to that very fact, which means it was written around 10th century before Christ. But it also could have been collected over the years by many different scholars, seeing this wisdom, and a king under this teaching put it together. And why is this important? Well, it shows us that it lasted through centuries, being put together to bring wisdom to us today. And it has relevance for each and every one of us. One of the words that is going to be key throughout this passage is the word preacher or teacher. It's the Hebrew koholeth, and it really means one who assembles people to learn something, to capture something. And so here he brings our attention to this. We also get this voice of almost like an author-editor that brings these passages together, all this wisdom. Another one of the key terms that we find in this passage throughout the book is the word hevel or hebel, which is this word for vapor or breath. It's something that seems like this smoke, like it has substance, and when you reach for it, it's out of your grasp. It can't really keep on holding it. It translates as meaningless or vanity throughout that scripture, but this idea of vapor, something that does not last. So what things do last? And so we get these themes throughout the book of Ecclesiastes around pursuing joys of life, pleasures and possessions and relationships, and what things really bring joy. What is the good life? So we're going to dive into that first chapter right now.
Yeah, so let's just take a look real quick here at Ecclesiastes 1, and we can see there in verse 2, it starts off, vanity of vanities, says the preacher. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. What does man gain by all the toil at which he toils under the sun? And so we see very quickly in those first 2 verses that the teacher here is kind of setting the tone for the whole book. It's a very melancholy poem that he has here right at the beginning, these verses 3 through 11. And what he wants you to see by using a bunch of different examples in nature is that a lot of the cycles and the things that we do here on earth can feel very repetitive, and we can easily lose sight of what meaning looks like. And he uses examples in nature. He says the sun rises and it goes down and it comes right back up again. And he says the wind blows to the south and then it goes to the north and then it returns again. And I don't know about you, but I can really kind of relate to this feeling of kind of being on this treadmill sometimes in life. It feels like we stay busy, we do the things, we get up, we go to work, we take our kids here, we have to go to the grocery store, have to run errands and do different things. And sometimes it's so easy to kind of get caught up and overwhelmed in all of these things. And all these things that he's going to refer to and keep drawing our attention to, he's going to acknowledge them as things that are under the sun. He's going to reference this phrasing, under the sun, 29 times throughout the entire book. And like hevel, it's another word that gets repeated a lot. And so what does it mean? He's drawing our attention to the fact that all these things that we spend a lot of time doing, it's very detrimental to us if we put our point and our purpose and try to find our meaning in these things that are under the sun, in these things that are vapor. But I want to kind of recircle back to that beginning in verse 2 where it says vanity of vanities. And he's really making a huge point here when he's using this hyperlative form of speech. Think of it when the scripture calls Jesus the King of Kings or Holy of Holies. It's like this is the most vain thing of all vain things. Throughout this whole book, he's going to use a lot of strong language. He's not going to sugarcoat things in our lives, but let's not use it as discouragement. Let's be challenged by what he would have us really define and describe as the good life.
So if the good life is not found under the sun, if it's not found in the hevel and the vapor and all the things in this world that we chase after so hard to find the satisfaction and fulfillment in this good life of this earth, then where is the good life found? And that's what we're going to do as we journey together through the book of Ecclesiastes. Pastor Paige, Pastor Isai, myself, we're going to be leading you through these chapters together. You'll hear sermons on Sunday as well in these groups. And we want to encourage you and we want to challenge you to pursue God in this time, to pursue things over the sun, to not pursue the vapors, but pursue something that we can grasp onto, something we can hold on to pursue Jesus and to see the good life that's truly found in Him. I can't wait to take this journey together.